Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Film Optix, brought to you by the Drive-In Podcast Network, where we discuss film, TV, and everything pop culture related. I'm your host, Christian, and I'm joined by the man himself, Devon. How are you doing today, man?
Hello. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. It's hump day. It's Wednesday. We're just, back at it. These late nights, review sessions, this has been our second one so far. But yeah, how's your day just overall?
It was a solid day.
Yeah.
Work was all right. Got some good dinner. Went out to a nice steakhouse.
Ooh, sounds like a lot of fun, man. I did not eat well today. Today at work, they had a little bit of a fiesta, it's weird because like you bring in your lunch to work and, you expect to eat healthy and then like someone else brings in something for the rest of the crew. And
I always hated that.
It's like, oh man.
Especially donuts.
Dude,
it's so hard to resist.
I know that's been happening to us a lot because someone from our team were bringing like bagels, and like I'm a sucker for like the cinnamon like bagels all together. It's like it's so freaking good. And someone had pizza today, and I haven't had pizza in a while. And I was like, that looks so freaking good. I caved. So yeah, I have lunch for tomorrow now. So I did not touch my lunch that I brought in into the office today, but yeah, man, it's been a nice day. It's Wednesday. We're over the hump. So that's all that really matters. But in today's episode, we are going to discuss a few news topics for you guys, including a little bit of Rachel Zellweger. She's been doing her own little thing. We got some His Dark Materials season 3 news for you, and as well as some Toronto Film Festival lineups. But before we begin today's, we are also reviewing Loki episode 3. That's the reason why a lot of people are tuning in, for the main event. But before we get there, let's, we're going to begin today's show with, you can listen to us on podcast platforms around the internet. And if you're new here or a seasoned listener to the show, we would love to hear from you guys. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter over at Film Optix. That is Optix with an X. We want to get to know you guys a little bit more, generate more of a communal feeling between us and our listeners, because that's what we're here for. We're here talking about film, TV, and just all the good stuff in between. That's all that really matters. So let's, let's start today's topics. So we have a few here for you guys. So starting off, we actually have a little bit more about the new details of the Spider-Woman film, which I believe Olivia Wilde is supposed to be directing. And supposedly they are looking for a Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman herself. They're looking to cast someone between 25 and 35-year-old actress.
Hello, Daisy.
That is my thoughts exactly, Devin, because I'm trying to figure out who else I would like to see in this role. And at first I was like, oh, well, maybe we can have Florence Pugh. And like, well, of course, she's going to be the new Black Widow. She's already in the MCU. But I don't know if this is a part of the MCU. This is more of the Sonyverse. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's weird. It's really,
it's all so weird, but I'll be there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, is there anyone else you can think of that you would like to see in this role?
I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
Yeah,
it's a weird age range.
Yeah, well, 25 to 35. It's like, how old is Brie Larson? No,
yeah. Just
start recycling everyone who's been in it. Maybe we can get Scarlett Johansson back in there. She's not 35 anymore, I don't believe. So, yeah, it's really, really tough. And honestly, even if it's not Daisy Ridley, I would like them to cast a more unknown actress, because I think those are the performances that really shock us the most when it comes to films like this, or any film to begin with. So hopefully, we can get someone in there who fits the bill and kind of just, delivers on all fronts. So we'll have our first Jessica Drew. And so let's actually move on here to our next topic. We have Rachel Zegler, excuse me. She's been in the news quite a lot with Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, and also with Snow White. So she's been casted
and West Side Story.
And West Side Story. That's right. Thank you, Devin.
She hasn't actually like been in anything yet, but she's like a star already. It seems like it's weird.
Yeah, because she was in the first Shazam movie, right?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. I thought she was, or I could be bugging. Like we said, we're recording this later at night, so we do apologize for any misinformation. It's been a long day for both of us, but yeah. So you saw the Shazam suits as well, didn't you? The new ones.
Oh, those look really good.
Really, really nice.
The Shazamly.
It definitely reminded me of like Power Rangers for sure.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, that's what I'm feeling here. But yeah, so I guess it's just only a matter of time. Rachel Zegler, she's playing Snow White. So I can't really say I've seen the Snow White recently. It's been like ages since I've seen it, but I'm glad it's getting a live action remake. I kind of understand when it comes to the live action remake for like the older Disney movies, like the ones before our time. So it makes sense, and hopefully, I'm sure that she will deliver. So it's congratulations to Rachel Zegler for landing that role for everyone. Moving on here, we do apologize. Like we're trying to get through this in a timely fashion for you guys. Anyway, so this news is actually more for me. I was just really, really excited about bringing this into the fold. So for any His Dark Material fans out there, season 3 has began shooting and casting for its new for its new members for book 3 of the His Dark Materials series, the Amber Spyglass. And I'm just very, very excited. We have Daphne Keane coming back as Lyra. We have Amir Wilson, who will be playing as well. They shared a little bit of a photo together, marking like the first day, day one of shooting. And the executive producer, Jane Tranter, said that this season is both an epic adventure and a story about love and truth. Jack, Francesca, and Amelia's scripts capture the brilliance of Philip's world, Philip Newman, that is. And we're joined by our much loved existing cast and some exceptional talent new to the series. So I'm very, very excited for this. So the new casting kind of includes just like an array of people. I can't really go through too many right now because honestly, number one, a lot of their names are a little bit harder to pronounce for me to be pronouncing this at 10 o'clock at night. So we do have Simon Harrison from No Man's Land, and we also have Jamie Ward, Tyrant, as Father Gomez, and Simon Harrison's character will be playing Chibo. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. No, it's just Simon Harrison. I don't think they're saying who he's going to be playing. So I do apologize there, but yeah, I kind of just wanted to throw that in there to be completely honest. So, but let's move on here. So the TIFF film, the Toronto Film Festival, the lineup has been released, and Devin, people are
making the trip over to Toronto.
Yeah. You want to take this one?
Yeah, let's get there. Go to Canada. Watch some Alanis Morissette documentary.
Yeah, ooh.
Dune. That's a big one. Big Dune fans.
Yes.
And then last night in Soho, the main event, possibly.
Okay, do you think? Okay, let's back up here. You think Soho is going to be the main event over Dune?
I mean, it was listed last, so that's what I'm going off of.
Okay, fair enough.
In the title, it's the last one, but.
Fair enough. I would love to go to TIFF. For those of you, again, the Toronto International Film Festival. But I'll actually be in Vegas during that time. We'll be out of town.
Close enough.
Well, yeah, close enough. I
Toronto's just the Vegas of Canada, right?
Yeah, that's what I've been told. But I am like, apparently this is a virtual and in-person event. So I can only imagine so many people are going to try to see Last Night in Soho and Dune, of course, on the silver screen if you do live in Canada, or going to the Toronto International Film Festival. Hopefully next year we can go. I think that would be a really nice, fun little trip. It's definitely between that and South by Southwest. Those are like the two film festivals I would love to go to. So, we're just going to keep on doing what we're doing. And hopefully by that time, we'll be accredited film critics and we'll be like, hey, we're here on behalf of Film Optix, and we can kind of just, weasel our way in there. So that'll be a lot of fun. But the film festival itself will take place between September 9th to September 18th. And the executive director and co-head Joanne Vincent said that it's so powerful to be able to share these films with festival goers in theaters. And while the world is definitely moving towards a degree of normalcy, many of our industry and press colleagues may not be able to travel across international borders. So I think that is when she's kind of goes into that the digital access is a very important part for this film festival. And I tend to agree. I think me and Devin both agree there. It's not everyone has a passport, number one. And I think they just started allowing U.S. citizens to go back into Canada. I think so, because Canada, all of their theaters are still closed, from what I've been told from sources from the inside, or at least, yeah. So I think they're still on phase one, moving to phase two. If you're a Canadian listener out there, please correct us over on at Film Optix on Twitter or Instagram to let us know.
Yeah, let us know, eh?
But yeah, I'm very, very excited. Last Night in Soho and Dune themselves are very, like, those are just two. It's like, all right, like, you don't need to say anymore. Like, I'll go. Like, quit pulling my leg. Like, those are going to be the two films everyone's going to try to get their hands on. Maybe there'll be digital screeners. That'll be kind of cool. But unfortunately, like I said, I will be out of town during that time. But Devin, you want to take this last topic before we get into our Loki episode 3 review?
Netflix, they're on that grind nonstop.
Are they?
They have partnered with Steven Spielberg, known hater of streaming services. It's kind of funny. Remember when he was like, they can't win Oscars, they can only win Emmys.
Yeah, I didn't like.
Now he's joining them, but yeah, his production company Amblin Partners has partnered with Netflix. Headed by Steven Spielberg, of course, and they would produce multiple new feature films for the streaming service every year.
Oh, how the tables have turned, Evan, how the tables have turned. I mean, Netflix is a monolith of a company, and, I believe Amblin and Netflix have worked together in the past when Amblin produced Trials of the Chicago 7, which was originally set up at Paramount before being sold to Netflix during COVID. So, and that received 6 nominations at the 93rd Academy Awards, and including nod for Best Picture. So Amblin seems to know what they're doing here. It's crazy stuff. I mean, this the CEO of Amblin Partners, Jeff Small, says, by deepening our ties with Netflix via this new film partnership, we're building on what has for many years been an incredible, successful working relationship in both television and film. And he goes on to say that the global platform they've built with more than 20 million members speaks for itself, and that they're extremely grateful to have the opportunity to work closely with Scott and his amazing team to deliver Amblin's iconic brand of storytelling to the Netflix audience. So, congratulations, Steve. Oh, sorry. Wrong one. My gosh. Actually, no, let's go with that one. Victory for everyone. Victory Screech, Final Fantasy. There you go. So, yeah, that man. I'm actually kind of shocked this is happening, Devin. Like, what is this?
Yeah, how the tables have turned.
So are you going to be tuning into any of his projects, or are you just going to not watch them out of spite because of what he said?
I mean, he seems like he learned his lesson, old man. You need to learn your lesson, old man.
The future is now.
Yeah, I'll be there. I mean, he's a legend.
Yeah, I totally agree. The future is now, old man. Man, oh man. But yeah, so that pretty much wraps our today's topics. It's more of the warm up for, the meat and potatoes that is here to come. So let's get into our episode 3 review of Loki that is titled Lamentis. And we are back, Devin, for episode 3 review of Loki titled Lamentis. It is a crazy, crazy ride. We're halfway through the series of Loki. I wanted to get your thoughts about this because there's been a lot of mixed.
Yeah, apparently this is a controversial episode.
Yeah, and I'll share my thoughts later because I literally just got off of a live stream talking about Loki, but I wanted to give you a chance to speak your mind.
Yeah, everyone in our Twitter world has just been, I've just seen left and right people complaining that this is a filler episode. And I disagree. I don't really understand where that's coming from. Maybe in comparison to the first 2 episodes, you could call it a filler episode because the first 2 were just so heavy in world building and establishing everything. But this episode, we got a major reveal for the plot and we got major character development and a major cliffhanger. Like, I don't see how that's a filler episode.
Yeah.
Am I missing something?
No, you're not, because it definitely it moves the plot forward, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, we got there's a major reveal. When I think of a filler episode, I think of an episode where nothing changed and nothing happened.
Yeah.
We definitely got some big news here.
It kind of racked my brain. I had a few friends who thought a little bit differently. Leo and Amanda. No, it's all right. But, they weren't too keen on the episode, and that is totally fine. You're not going to have everyone out there who's like, oh my gosh, the episodes keep getting better and better and better. That title belongs to WandaVision.
Yeah, because it started off so rough.
Wow. Devin, you're hurting me here, man. It was, have you gone back to watch any like Disney or like any new Disney show properties as of late? No. Okay. I've watched WandaVision twice for sure. Cause it's so much more enjoyable just, now that all 9 episodes are out. For episode 3 for Loki though, it's just more of, I thought it was nice. Like, I really enjoyed the dialogue.
I mean, I will say it is the weakest of the 3, but
yeah,
it wasn't like bad in any way, I don't think.
No, it wasn't. And like, I wouldn't call it filler either because it does move the plot forward. We find out a lot of different things, including, Loki's sexuality, that Loki is, bisexual. I really like how they actually addressed it instead of like, showing like on the piece of paper, oh, Loki's sexuality.
Yeah, this isn't the movies. They don't have to hide it like they do in Star Wars.
It was like 2 seconds on Rise of Skywalker. Like at first I'm like, oh, like I did like that moment because it was just a casual thing. They didn't make too much of a big deal out of it,
Yeah, we both agreed there, but then when you think about the reasoning behind them doing it like that is so they can cut it out easily. That makes it sound a lot worse.
Literally, I think they had more screen time than Rustica. She was in the movie for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
That movie is aging like milk.
Unfortunately. I mean, I have it on Blu-ray. I mean, I'll always rewatch it, as part of like every year for Star Wars Day. Like I bust them all out and try to rewatch as many as I can. This year I only got a few in, but yeah, sorry, getting a little bit off track, but back to Loki. I really did, like I said, I enjoyed the dialogue, the conversations between Lady Loki, or some people are calling her Enchantress, and
Sylvie.
Yeah, it's her name is Sylvie, so we find that out. We find out that the TVA, the agents, are variants themselves.
Yeah, that's like a big deal because they were hinting at the TVA being like the ultimate bad guy of the show, but we were just kind of speculating up until this point. Just to hear that, like, they've got some secrets and they are hiding stuff.
Do you
That's
think,
a big reveal.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, do you think that they know that they're variants, or because they did say time works differently there, and I wonder if they're kind of brainwashed in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's either there's people at the top controlling them, or they're in on it and they're all just bad guys.
That would be really, really interesting. And it really, like, I wonder what that says about what they're trying to do, you know, with the Loki the Loki that we know. And are they trying to make him into one of them?
I found it interesting that in the episode when Sylvie infiltrates the TVA, she doesn't know how it works because she's never been there. Yeah. So it seems like they set it up to where they wanted our Loki to infiltrate them and figure out how it all works.
That's a really, really good point. Yeah, it's so crazy. Like between Loki's sexuality and between the TVA, and there was something. Sylvie, her name is Sylvie.
Yeah, just their relationship, like showing that progress. Like they really got into it, and their chemistry was just great. Like from the start into the end, just their conversations back and forth were so great.
I really liked how they kind of, you know, they talk about like their family life, like their mothers and whatnot. And they, you know, they are essentially quote unquote the same person, because some people think that, Sylvie is Enchantress, or they're trying to combine Lady Loki and Enchantress into the same person, which kind of makes more sense for the MCU. So you don't have to introduce.
Enchantress has a bad pass. the Suicide Squad Enchantress, at least.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so excited for us to get that new film. Like absolutely. But for Loki and Lady Loki, I'll just call them that. I really like how they don't trust each they are literally the same person, so they know how the other person's going to act. But I really like how they try to they tried to find a reason to trust each other so that they can get out of the situation that they're at. And, you know, at the end of episode 2 into episode 3, we see Loki running after Lady Loki after she literally just dropped the ball and, you know, kind of just made a mess out of everything, in the apocalypse, time. I think it was Alabama, like the flood, I believe it was. So we see Loki chasing after Lady Loki, and then they're I was going to call it the device portal because I'm blanking on the name of it. It's broken, so they need to find a way to charge it. And you know they're going through, and I can understand some people's points where they say on Twitter, you know, like it's kind of just them, like they're not in any like quote unquote real danger, or it doesn't really feel like they are because there's so much going on. But I still feel like they were to an extent. Like it definitely was a little bit more of a, you know, let's take a step back and, you know, give these characters a chance to interact. But I wanted to ask you about not the runtime of the episode, but the runtime of the show. Like, do you think that these Marvel shows, including Loki, obviously, could benefit from more than just a 6-episode season?
As far as Loki goes, we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, feels like they're at a pretty good pace right now. This episode, like you said, they kind of took a step back because the first 2 were so exposition heavy. They kind of gave us a little bit of a break this episode, but they've definitely got some things set up here. It's going to be exciting. And don't forget, the director said 4 and 5, and Tom Hiddleston said episode 4 and 5 are the ones to watch. Yeah, like those are the ones we're waiting for.
I was just about to bring that up, and I'm really glad that you did, because I'm very, very excited to see where this kind of changes the MCU and what the season finale is going to bring us. You know, the penultimate episode being episode 5, and kind of just
because we still haven't seen King Loki or President Loki yet.
Yeah.
We also still haven't seen Richard D. Grant's character yet.
I forgot. That's right. Yeah, he's supposed to be in this series. I really liked, I guess, the journey that they take on this episode, they're trying to get to the, originally they're trying to get to the train in order to charge their
I love the planet they were on, by the way. It all looked so cool.
Did it not remind you of Thanos? Because that's,
yeah. All the purple.
Yeah, I was talking to Amanda and Leo about this over on Geekly Goods. Everyone go check out Geekly Goods over on YouTube. But they were saying it kind of reminded them of Titan in a way, or it seemed like a Thanos planet. And like if he just came out of nowhere where it's like, you cannot live with your own failure. Where did that bring
I am inevitable.
Back to me. It's like, oh. But yeah, the location, like the green screen looked amazing. I mean, way better than it did in Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, that one long shot at the end when they're like trying to get to the escape pod and they're like fighting guards as they're going, it was also cool.
Yeah, they were trying to get to the Ark and it just blows up because they're the one. I guess Lady Loki was mad because the one worst apocalypse setting that they could have chose is the one that they felt had fallen into. And I was like, okay, so, this is going to be somewhat dangerous, but, I really enjoyed oh my gosh, they find that little house in the middle of the,
she had that thunder cannon type thing.
Lady Loki just wanted to go in and barge, and Loki's like, "What are you doing? You can't just do that." And then, of course, Loki disguises himself as the lady's husband, and he's like, "Oh, it's been so long," blah 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 blah, and she just blasts him like to high heaven. I was like, was not expecting that whatsoever. That was probably a nice little like comedic relief for me. Like it didn't feel forced. Because it did, they were trying to figure out how to get to the train, and, everything else that was happening. But I really wanted to talk about their conversation really quick, how they kind of express, what their mothers were like and what their home lives were like on their own separate Asgards. We find out that Lady Loki knew that she was a frost giant, and our Loki, that was kept a secret. So it seems that they do live two different lives in a way, because Lady Loki didn't really remember her mom, but of course our Loki does. But
they also have some different powers as well. Sylvie said she taught herself how to do the for what they called it, an enchantment.
Yeah,
where she like grabbed his neck and tried to get into his head.
He was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "He's like, it's not going to work," because apparently it's kind of like her own Jedi mind trick. You know what I mean? So it's like, because she said that it works on the weak minded more so than the strong minded. But apparently,
By the way, how cool was it seeing Loki use magic during the fights? We've never seen that before.
Yeah,
he's never really used his magic like that.
Yeah, he really seems to like, I hope more so in the series we get to see more of his abilities, because we know about like the illusion and the projection magic and everything like that, but I'm really hoping we get to see a little bit more of Loki's like skill set. Just because it seems like it's a long time coming, and we're starting to see all these other cool skill sets from Lady Loki, and it's like, well, what else can our Loki do? So I'm really hoping that we see just not more of the same, but expand, like I really want to see him like go all out, and like whether it's like defending someone or defending himself, like, and that's usually when it comes to like anti-heroes, it kind of gives the staff an excuse for that character to kind of like go a little loose and haywire, to like, show the audience, show the readers, or, the audience themselves, what this person is actually capable of. Because we kind of see that in Venom. We didn't really see that too much with the Venom in Spider-Man 3, but the Venom solo movie, you know, we kind of just saw how powerful Venom really is without, you know, trying to hold back or, you know, not being able to use all the skill set because, okay, you know, we need to move the plot forward, blah, 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 blah. So I thought that was
speaking
really
of abilities, towards the end there, a building was about to fall on him, and he pulled something out of his pocket there to reverse the building.
Yeah, it was like a mind.
He might have that time stone in his pocket still that he took from that drawer.
You know what? I totally forgot that he might have done that. I mean, what did they say? They were like paperweights to them. Yeah. So I thought that was really, really cool. Yeah, it really did seem like that because he kind of like just, you know, pauses in place and then it literally just reverses back to as what it was. So he definitely has something up his sleeve for sure. And I really like how.
I like how it ends on a cliffhanger. Like,
yeah,
obviously we know they're not. I mean, they could die. I guess like the rest of the series could just be variants of them. But we don't know how they're going to get out of this.
We do not, because they were moving towards the arc, and it kind of just like Loki was like, well, crap, you know, like we literally have nowhere else to go. And during the train fight scene, I really like the action in this episode as well. But during the train fight scene where, you know, they're literally thrown out the window, just whoop. But the
I love Loki singing.
And we got a nice little Thor
yeah, smashing his glass.
Yeah, drunk Loki was pretty awesome, and you know it really shows that he can kind of get his guard let down, you know, by getting lost in all the festivities that goes on. So I thought that was really, really cool. And Lady Loki's like, you know, like, what are you doing? You know, she wakes up from the little nap, and he's like, you know, I'm just having a good time. And then one of the one of the rich, snarky passengers had to open up their mouths, and it's like, you could have just let things go. He wasn't bugging you. He was just singing. Why?
Yeah. Why? Everyone was enjoying it.
It doesn't have a bad voice either. Like a lot of actors out there, they're like low-key pretty good singers. So kudos to Tom Hiddleston for that. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to kind of cover on. I wanted to throw it back to you before we close out here so we can start a new day for Thursday.
Yeah.
Nothing else? You good?
Are we doing scores?
Oh yeah. I was just asking if you wanted to add anything else before we get into scores and close out.
Yeah, I think we got it all covered. It was a solid episode. I was going to give it a solid B, like an 85. Not as strong as the first two, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah,
and it filled me with some joy.
Well, I, for one, Devin, am going to say I low-key liked this episode. Go. So I think that deserves an applause. Thank you. You're too kind there. But yeah, I'm actually on the same fence as you. I'm going to give this an 85, a solid B as well. You know, like I said, I really did enjoy the conversations that we had, you know, the sexuality confirmation, Lady Loki's real name, Sylvie. Sorry, I didn't call her Sylvie throughout the episode. It just kind of came out as Lady Loki because it's really fun to say. But I like saying Sylvie as well because they really do have great chemistry together. I don't know the actress's name, but I'll definitely, accredit her for
Sophie DiMartino.
Sophie DiMartino. Okay. Anything she's been in that we know of?
Not that I know of.
All right. Well, that's been trivia with Devin. But yeah, solid B for me. 85 out of 100. Like I'm really excited to see where the rest of the series goes. You know, we are at the halfway mark. For us, it was a little bit weird because, you know, we saw the first two episodes back to back, courtesy of Disney Plus. Thank you very much for sending that over our way. But, you know, now we're slumming it with the rest of our colleagues trying to, theorize what's going to happen. People are still thinking Mephisto's going to pop up out of nowhere, but I think the bar is set at a more realistic level now. now that the whole WandaVision thing is over, because we didn't really know what to expect from these Disney shows. And I think there was far too much speculation to begin with. But hey, that's life. That's the name of the business that we're in. So the entertainment industry is full of amazing, wonderful, imaginative people. But before we close out here today, just want to let you guys know to please leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And make sure to follow us at Film Optix, that is Optix with an X, on Twitter and Instagram. And coming up on the podcast, we have our Fast 9. I've heard some rough things about this, Devin. I'm just warning you now, because Leo.
I have realistic expectations. So
there we go.
I'm not worried.
There we go. Leo was very lukewarm on this adventure. You saw it yesterday. So we do have our Fast 9 review that will be dropping this coming up Monday, which is the 28th. Our Fast and Furious 9 review will be dropping. And then, of course, on Loki Wednesdays, we'll be dropping episode 4. And then on July 2nd, we have our Sweet Tooth season 1 review that we recorded a few days ago. So, may not be a little bit more of the continuity here or there. I wasn't sure when we were going to drop it. So, but those are 3 shows definitely to keep a lookout for. So, again, yeah, let's just close out here and be on our merry way. And that's a wrap for today. Thank you all for listening. If you enjoy the show, we greatly appreciate if you can leave us a 5-star rating review on Apple Podcasts and follow us on social media so you can stay in the know. That was Devin. My name is Christian, and we'll see you guys in the next one. And really quick. Okay, sorry. Did not mean to cut off your piece there, Devin.
Post piece. But we're trying to get, we're trying to build a community with everyone out there. So we do just ask kindly to share this episode or our podcast with someone that you know who is into movies and TV shows and everything pop culture related like we are. Share it with your mother, your brother, your lover, whoever. Just share it with a friend, your coworker. Share it around, say, hey, I found this pretty cool podcast. It stars some pretty awesome hosts. And I know you love movies and TV shows, so I think you should give it a listen. So, and how about this? I have an offer for you guys. If you leave us a review, we can send you an invite to our Film Optix Discord.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Get some community conversations going.
Yes, we do have a Discord, and I would definitely love to build a community with film fans and TV fans alike. Everyone kind of just coming together and talking about the number one thing that we love. The thing that gets us up in the morning, that gets me up early in the morning to watch Loki before work, because I'm that dedicated to this craft, and Devin is as well. So it's definitely, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Like I said before, I sound like a broken record right now, but I do apologize. And we can definitely send you guys out a invite to our Discord, and you guys take it easy.